You've probably seen the trick going around by now, the one where you drop a single clove into your morning coffee. Before you try it, there's one thing you have to hear. The clove itself rarely hurts anyone. What hurts people is the part of this trend nobody bothers to explain. Done right, it's about the cheapest upgrade you can make to a cup you already drink. Done wrong, with the wrong amount, or while you're on the wrong pill, it can do something to your blood you really don't want. So here's the short version up front. 1 whole clove, in the morning, and only if you're clear on one thing about your own medications. Stay with me and I'll give you the exact amount, the timing, the people who should skip it completely, and the one mistake that turns a good habit into a real problem. I'm not here to sell you a miracle. You've watched enough of these to smell the hype from a mile off. You want to know what's real, what's safe, and what's just a thumbnail. So I'll give it to you the way I'd want it myself. The plain version, the exact amounts, and the lines you don't cross. Because the trend itself isn't the problem. The problem is everybody shouting, "Just put a clove in your coffee," and nobody bothering to finish the sentence. First, why is half the internet suddenly doing this, and why are so many of them people our age? Because clove has become the spice everybody's tying to the exact stuff we start worrying about after 60. Blood sugar, circulation, inflammation, digestion, that foggy, low-energy feeling that creeps in. One video on this clove trick pulled over 1 million views, and that tells you people aren't just curious, they're hungry for something that isn't one more prescription. I understand it completely. The idea that something already sitting in your spice drawer can help is a lot more appealing than another trip to the pharmacy. But here's the trap. A lot of you are watching this thinking, "I already know cloves are good for you, just tell me to drink it." That assumption, that it's all upside because it's natural, is exactly what gets a careful person into trouble with this one. Natural does not mean harmless, especially not after 60, and especially not if you're on medication. So what does a clove really do in your cup? A clove is a dried flower bud, and it's packed with a compound called eugenol, plus a heavy load of antioxidants, more per gram than almost anything else in your kitchen. Drop one into hot coffee, and it slowly releases that eugenol and those plant compounds into the brew. What you get is a warm, faintly sweet spice note, a little help with digestion, and a mild, and I do mean mild, nudge on the things clove is famous for. That eugenol is also mildly antibacterial and settling, which is part of why clove has been chewed for centuries for bad breath, for gas, and for that heavy bloated feeling after a big meal. So in a cup of coffee, the realistic wins are small and pleasant. Less bloat, fresher breath, a few more antioxidants, and a gentler ride if your coffee usually leaves your stomach sour. It's an upgrade to your coffee. It is not a transformation. Anybody telling you 1 clove rebuilds your arteries by Friday is lying to your face. Now the part the viral videos race right past. How much? The answer is small. 1 whole clove. Just one, dropped into your mug or brewed in with the grounds, then fished back out. That's the dose. If you'd rather use ground clove, a tiny pinch, less than 1/8 of a teaspoon, is plenty. Not a spoonful. Not 3 cloves because one felt like nothing was happening. And never, under any circumstances, clove oil. We'll get to why in a moment. Start with 1 clove, a few mornings a week, and see how your body takes it before you even think about more. Here's the mistake that sends this whole trend sideways. People feel nothing from 1 clove, decide more must be better, and start spooning in clove powder, or worse, dripping in clove oil. That's where it turns dangerous. Clove oil is concentrated to the point of being caustic. It can burn your mouth and your gut, and it's outright toxic if you swallow much of it. Even a heavy hand with the powder can leave you nauseous, cramping, and running for the bathroom. The entire point of a spice like this is the small, steady dose. With clove, the dose is the whole game. Push past a pinch, and all you're buying is side effects. But the thing you truly have to know, the catch in the title, isn't about the amount at all. It's about your blood. The eugenol in clove is a natural blood thinner. It slows down the cells that help you clot. For most people, in small amounts, that's harmless. But if you're already on a blood thinner, say warfarin, a daily aspirin, Plavix, or you lean on anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen, clove stacks right on top of them, and you can start bleeding or bruising more easily than you should. And if you've got surgery, or even a dental procedure coming up, this matters even more, because you want your blood clotting normally on that table. not thinned out by a coffee habit nobody warned you about. So that, right there, is the line in the sand. After 60, a clove in your coffee is perfectly fine for a lot of people and a bad idea for others, and the difference is sitting in your medicine cabinet. If you're on anything that touches your blood, you do not start this on your own. You ask first. Hold that thought, because I'll tell you exactly who to ask, and it's easier and cheaper than you'd guess. Let's talk about the reason a lot of you are really here: blood sugar. There's a real study underneath the hype. Researchers gave people a concentrated clove extract and watched their after-meal blood sugar fall by somewhere around 20 to 27% over a month. That sounds enormous, and it's a big reason this trend caught fire. But read the fine print with me. That was a concentrated extract. The standardized stuff, tested on a small group of people. It was not one clove bobbing in a mug of coffee. Your single clove gives you a tiny fraction of that dose. So is it doing nothing? No, it's a gentle nudge, especially if your coffee tends to come with something sweet on the side. And that's the practical catch. The little that clove does for blood sugar comes partly from slowing how fast you break down carbohydrates. So if you take your coffee black, there's barely any sugar there for it to blunt. If you take it loaded with sugar and flavored creamer, the clove is bailing water out of a boat you're still filling. The real lever was never the clove, it was the 3 spoons of sugar. But it is not a treatment. It will not fix high blood sugar, and it does not replace your medication or your monitoring, full stop. And here's the twist for anyone on diabetes pills. Because clove can pull your sugar down a little, stacking it on medication that already does, that can push you too low. One more reason to check before you start. You've probably also seen the next version of this trend, the one where you mix clove with cinnamon. It's not a bad pairing, and cinnamon has its own gentle reputation with blood sugar. But hear the warning hiding inside it. Now you're stacking 2 spices that both lean on your blood sugar, and if you're on diabetes medication, that's 2 nudges downward sitting on top of your pills, not one. There's the cinnamon itself too. The cheap kind, cassia, carries a compound called coumarin that's hard on your liver in big daily amounts. A pinch of each is fine for most people. A heaping spoonful of both, every single day, on top of medication, is how a good idea turns into a bad one. What about circulation? The other big promise on these thumbnails. Clove is warming. It's been used for generations for sluggish digestion and cold hands, and those antioxidants are good for your blood vessels in the same general way every colorful plant compound is. But let's keep both feet on the ground. 1 clove a day is not going to open a blocked artery or stand in for a walk. If your circulation is the real worry, the clove is a tiny supporting actor at best. Moving your body is the lead role, every time. Treat the clove as a pleasant add-on, never the fix. Beyond the blood thinners, a few more of you should sit this one out, or at least ease in slowly. Got reflux, a hiatal hernia, ulcers, or just a stomach that complains at the smallest thing. Clove is pungent, and it can irritate a gut that's already touchy. Liver trouble? Keep in mind your liver does the work of processing eugenol, so go gentle. There's a smaller group as well. Asthma or a touchy set of lungs? The strong clove aroma and the eugenol can bother the airways in some people, so notice how you breathe around it. And if you've ever reacted to clove or eugenol in a dental product or a skin cream, that's your body telling you to skip it here too. And the signs that tell you to stop for anyone: new heartburn or stomach pain after your clove coffee, any unusual bruising, gums that bleed more when you brush, or a stomach that's just plain unhappy. If those show up, you stop. You don't tough it out to prove a point. Timing is the easy part, and it's the reason coffee is the perfect ride for this. Morning. With your coffee, and ideally not on a completely empty stomach if yours runs sensitive. Why morning and not at night? 2 reasons. Clove is aromatic and mildly stimulating, and the last thing anyone over 60 needs is one more reason to lie there staring at the ceiling at 2 in the morning. And if the blood sugar angle is what pulls you, the morning, heading into your day and your meals, is exactly where that push belongs. A late night clove is the worst of both worlds. It can nag your stomach and steal your sleep at the same time. And the quiet beauty of it is you're not building a brand new habit. You already make coffee. You already have your morning lineup, the coffee, maybe your pills, maybe a supplement or 2. This just rides along in a cup that's already in your hand. Nothing to measure, no new routine to forget by Thursday. Doing it right takes about 30 seconds. Drop one whole clove into your mug and pour the hot coffee over it, or toss it in with the grounds when you brew and fish it out after. Let it steep 5 or 10 minutes. You'll get a warm, faintly sweet spice. If it tastes sharp or medicinal, you've overdone it, so pull back. Buy whole cloves, not the dusty pre-ground stuff that's been losing its oils on a shelf for 2 years. Fresh ones look slightly oily, they smell sharp the second you open the jar, and a good one tends to sink instead of float when you drop it in water. You can grab a bag at any grocery store or on Amazon or Walmart for a couple of dollars, and it'll outlast this trend by a year. Keep them sealed in a jar, away from the light, and they hold for months. Quick question while you're here, and I do read these. Are you trying clove for your blood sugar, for your circulation, for your digestion, or are you just here because the thumbnail got you? Drop it in the comments. It tells me what you're really after, so I can make the right videos for you instead of guessing. If you want to test this on yourself, do it the safe way, not the influencer way. Before day 1, if you take any medication at all, you make one phone call, and I'll tell you to whom in a second. Cleared to go? Then start with 1 clove in your morning coffee every other day, not every single day, for a week or 2. And don't change 3 other things the same week. No new supplement, no new diet, nothing else new. If you stack 5 changes at once and you feel better, you'll never know it was the clove. And if you feel worse, you won't know what to blame. Then pay attention. How's your stomach sitting? Your energy? If you check your blood sugar at home, watch your numbers, gently, and note anything odd. Rate how you feel on a 1 to 10 scale and jot it down if you're the type. If anything feels off, you stop. A safe test is calm and boring. It is not chugging clove water for 7 days straight because a video dared you to. Let me set the ceiling here because nobody selling this will. 1 clove in your coffee won't lower your blood pressure by itself. It can't reverse diabetes or unclog an artery, and it will never replace a pill your doctor put you on for a reason. What it can do is hand you a few extra antioxidants, some digestive comfort, and a small friendly lift to a morning you were going to have anyway. For 1 clove, that's a fair trade. It's a terrible trade the second you talk yourself into skipping real medicine for it. Here's how this goes sideways, and I want you to feel it, not just hear it. Say you skip the call, you're on a daily aspirin, you don't think twice, and you start spooning clove powder into your coffee because 1 clove felt like nothing. 3 weeks in, you're at the bathroom mirror, and there are bruises on your arms you can't explain, and your gums won't stop bleeding when you brush. Nothing dramatic happened. No single bad morning, just a slow drip of thinner on thinner you never agreed to. Now rewind and put 1 30-second phone call at the front of it, and that whole month never happens. The clove in the cup never changed. The only thing that did was what you knew before the first sip. So who do you call? Here's the easiest move most people never think of. Your pharmacist. No appointment, no bill, you just walk up to the counter and ask, I want to start putting a clove in my coffee. Does that interact with anything I'm on? They've got your whole medication list right there, and answering that question is their job. If you're on blood thinners, diabetes medication, blood pressure pills, or you have any procedure on the calendar, that 30-second conversation is the whole difference between a smart move and a quiet gamble. Ask first, every time. Here's the whole thing now, start to finish. 1 whole clove, or a small pinch of ground, never the oil, never a spoonful, in your morning coffee, with a little food if your stomach's sensitive, and never late at night. Skip it, or clear it with a professional first, if you're on blood thinners, aspirin, diabetes meds, or you've got surgery coming up. Take the blood sugar and circulation talk as a gentle nudge, not a cure. Test it slow every other morning, and stop at the first sign your body doesn't like it. And before any of it, if you take medication, ask your pharmacist. That's the one step the viral videos forgot to mention. And look, this was never really about a clove. It's about the kind of person who reads the label, asks the question, and takes the small, smart step instead of the loud, reckless one. That's the same person who's still steady on their feet at 80, still off the pills they never truly needed, still making their own coffee their own way in their own kitchen. The little decisions are what keep you independent. This is just one of them, done right. If you're going to give this a try, comment the word clove below. And tell me, are you on any daily medication, yes or no? I'm not being nosy. I want to see how many of you needed to hear the medication part, because from the comments I've been reading, it's a lot more of you than the trend lets on. And if you want the next one, I've set it on the end screen. The 12 little-known cayenne pepper benefits you'll regret missing, and how to use it right. If one clove can do this much from a coffee cup, wait until you see what a pinch of cayenne does for your circulation when you get the amount right.